And I have to tell you that ACN is a very, very, very pure system. And here's how it works. The only way that we win is if you win. The only way that we make money is if you make money. The only way that ACN can become a multi-billion euro company someday is if we can show enough of you how to become a multi-million euro company within this company. And if we can show you how to do that, your life will change. Does that sound good to you?
Yes!
And so this is a very, very pure system, folks. And I just believe in telling you like it is. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I don't want to over-promote anything, because I want you to know exactly what it takes in order for you to ultimately become a senior vice president, if that's what you want to become. And so there's certain things that I've thought about that I think are critical, that are going to wrap everything up, capsulize everything for the weekend, that you've heard, that you've witnessed, that you've experienced. But I'm telling you, if you don't do these three things, there's a good chance that you will not be successful. So do you think these are worth listening to, maybe taking some notes and applying to your life? Are you ready?
Yes!
Here we go. The first thing I want to talk to you about is belief. Belief in what? First, believe in ACN. Believe that it's a model that works and a model that can work for you. Listen, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year, 2018. Don't you think that we must be doing something that's right in order to be here that long? Yes or no?
Yes.
And I want you to know this, that, when you do something, you're going to be talked about. But we must be doing a lot of good things, otherwise we would not be here after 25 years. So we've been proven. So let me ask you a question first. How many of you in the room can honestly say that you do not like taking tests? Any of you? You don't like taking tests? I don't like taking tests either. But ironically enough, we only trust in and have confidence in things or people that have been tested. Many of you flew here to Rotterdam. I know I sure did. We flew here to Rotterdam, and I can tell you that I would have never stepped one foot on that airplane if I did not believe that it had not first been tested. I would not have trusted the pilot if I knew that he did not go through an exam, that he didn't study and he didn't go through an exam and pass a test. I wouldn't trust getting on that airplane. If you drive a car, you trust the fact that your brakes are going to work, otherwise you would not have driven it. If you drive your car over a bridge, you would trust that the bridge has been tested and the engineers did a good job in building the bridge. Otherwise, you would not drive your car over it. The very chair that you're sitting in, you had trust that the chair has been tested. Otherwise, you would have not backed your butt up in it to sit in it. Otherwise, you would have landed on the floor. So you had confidence that it was tested. The same thing is true with partnerships. You heard me tell the original story of when I met Tony and Mike and Robert in Tony's apartment. I didn't trust these guys yet because we had not gone through any tests to see what we were all about. So I didn't know whether or not we were going to be around long term. But now I know. Because why? We've been tested. Some of your best friendships in life have what? Been tested. So what I want to tell you is ACN's been tested for the last 25 years. It should not be a matter of trust or belief. Because listen, there's always a test before a promotion. You can't go, your child can't go to second grade before they pass the test for first. You can't go to university without passing the test for high school. And so we've all been tested. Our company's been tested. Our people have been tested. And because we've been tested, now it's time for our promotion. Now it's time for your promotion. And that's why I told you in the beginning of Saturday that our best days are ahead of us. You've seen validation of this all weekend long. You've seen people being recognized. You heard all the promotions. In fact, I have to tell you, I know we had 7 regional vice president promotions yesterday. Weren't they all tremendous? They all did such a great job. But I have to tell you, when I heard the promotion and the story and the testimony of Mr. Barry Singh, it filled me up so much to know that this company has given a gentleman like that hope, who is in a hospital bed getting chemo treatments every single day, and yet he paid the necessary price to become a regional vice president. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Yes, he deserves a round of applause. And I just learned something else about Barry. See, these are the types of people that make a difference in our lives, folks. These are the types of people that set themselves apart. You know something else I learned about Barry? As sick as he is, he's a chef. He's a cook. Do you know what he did last night? He left and he went to go cook for, I believe it was a homeless shelter, if I'm not mistaken. He went to the temple and cooked for some people at the temple, and then came back, slept a couple hours, and came back here. See, I don't know about you, but when you hear stories like that, you just have to ask yourself, what excuse do I have? What excuse do I have not to win? See, listen, if you don't believe in ACN after these last 3 days, that it can offer you a real chance to do something great for you and your family, I just want you to take your right 2 fingers and put it on your left wrist to see if you've got a pulse. Because I don't think that you would have a pulse if you don't think that ACN is real after these last 3 days. And so belief in ACN is really important. Without belief in ACN, you're not going to make it. If you second guess anything you're doing, you're not going to make it. But more importantly than belief in ACN is you must develop a belief in yourself, because you may not know whether or not you have what it takes to succeed. See, most of us have never done anything like this before. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and have the personal belief that you need in order to win. It doesn't work that way. You have to take the time to develop this personal belief. It's a process. And so I thought about just 2 things to developing this personal belief that I think are very critical for you. And I want all of you to ask yourself this question: are you really doing these things, or do you think you're doing them because you've been around ACN for a while and you heard about other people doing them, so you think that it's going to happen for you without you actually doing it?